Hello and welcome back, YouTubers, to another episode of What You Missed News, the video game news show that recaps what happened this week within video games that's important to the video game industry and possibly to you, ladies and gentlemen. Today I am very, very ill, very sick, and I thank God all the time that I'm able to do the job that I do, because I can still sit here and do my job, and I can still talk about video games even though I'm not feeling that great. We're just gonna go ahead and jump into the news. First, right out the gate, I want to say that I really wanted to do an entire segment roll on Chrono Trigger. I wanted to dedicate a 10-minute video to Chrono Trigger because there is a sloppy port that has been put onto Steam. A sloppy phone port, by the way. It's Chrono Trigger with an extra R. You gotta remember that registered trademark. So, Chrono Trigger. Do you guys want to know how to trigger me? Putting a sloppy phone port of a legendary RPG onto Steam and trying to make money off of that. That's how you trigger me. You could say I've been Chrono Trigger.
Enough!
Okay, enough triggering jokes. Seriously, ladies and gentlemen, check out a video from Daria Plays RPGs. I'm sorry, butcher your name. Nonetheless, PSA, the Steam port of Chrono Trigger is crap. They will explain why, but the long and the short of it is that you have a game that has been ported over that would have been easier to just have instead ported the ROM of the Super Nintendo version of Chrono Trigger over. Why would you port the iOS and Android version? Which leads me to question a few things, and this is why I wanted to do a full segment. If you look under system requirements, it does require Windows 7 as a minimum, and it requires an Intel Core i3, and it requires 4 GB of RAM, and some integrated graphics is fine. But that's interesting. It requires 2 GB of available space. Now, you might be saying to yourself, well, Pro, why is this interesting to you? Why does this matter? Because Chrono Trigger is once again just a Super Nintendo game. Let's say, okay, this game includes the PlayStation cutscenes, okay? So let's say it's the PlayStation version with the instant load times because you don't have to access the disc. Cool, I'm with you there because it's obviously not DS version. Nonetheless, it's odd that it's requiring these system requirements for you instead of just having a ROM of the Super Nintendo, a very basic licensed out emulator to run it on, and then selling that instead. Why? Seriously, the Super Nintendo's requirements are ridiculously low, requiring a CPU speed of 1.79 megahertz. Wow, man, that's low. Wow! And you're saying that instead you need a minimum of a Core i3 2.3 gigahertz. Like, geez, do you see what I'm saying? The port doesn't make sense. It's sloppy. It's bad. It has issues with touch controls. The UI looks awful. It's not good, ladies and gentlemen. So remember, if you see this Chrono Trigger port, don't buy it. Modders are, in fact, trying to save this Chrono Trigger port on PC. There's a whole article and a whole story on it. I mean, from lockups to glitches to issues with how nasty the font looks. I'm telling you, I have no idea why they didn't just decide to instead port the SNES version, or at least the DS version. My God, at least the DS version added the bottom screen to give you a nice map to look at and a few extra options along the way that the original didn't. It was great improvement, and it gave you more endgame content with extra dungeons. So that's really important. And by the way, I looked on eBay just to see if I could get the DS version for as cheap as this crap mobile port, and yeah, you can. It's selling for around $14 for the card only, free shipping. Again, yeah, you can find these, and yes, maybe some of the sellers are shady. Let's just say you would want the box and everything that comes with it. You'd be expected to pay around $20 to $40, okay? So that's not that bad, especially if you own a 3DS or a DS, because you can play it on a 3DS. 3DS runs DS games, so yeah, you're way better off just getting the DS version. But then again, you can emulate it for free if you don't care about emulation. Seriously. So yeah, don't buy the Steam port. It has mostly negative reviews for a reason. And I find that ironic because Square Enix has Final Fantasy 15 looking amazing and running great on the PC. A game that is substantially much more technically impressive than Chrono Trigger is, and much more difficult to optimize and get running perfectly, is running perfectly fine on the PC. Hadouken! It just doesn't make sense. Why are you pissing away free money, Square? Why would you not just port the SNES version or the DS version of Chrono Trigger, or even the PlayStation version, instead of this sloppy iOS Android phone port that you ported? Why? I don't understand it, and I don't think a lot of other people do. Anyways, we're going to be moving on to the next bit of news stories. The next Call of Duty is almost certainly Black Ops 4, and yes, that's the logo. So there's people thinking that, yeah, Black Ops 4 is basically just gonna be, you know, Black Ops 4. I don't know the big deal here. People are roasting Black Ops for having 3 lines and 4 lines and 2 lines as their logos. What other logo would you want them to have? Maybe they could have like some super cool logo, I guess. I don't know. I think it's fine. Keep it simple. The PlayStation 4 is simple. It's the PS4. It's not the Xbox One. It's not the 360. It's the PS4. PS3, PS2, PS1. I know exactly which console I'm playing here and which generation it came out in. This is the PS2. It's the 2nd generation. So again, you know, what's the issue? Black Ops 4. This is the 4th Black Ops. I'm cool with that. How about you? Anyways, this cheap playable smartphone case is triggering. Is it Chrono Triggering? Alright, enough with the triggering jokes, seriously. Anyways, it's triggering my eternal love for the Game Boy. So, okay, this is from the Wanle Gamers Console for iPhone. That's I kid you not, that's the name. Wanle Gamers Console for iPhone. Yeah, and as this article states, it doesn't roll off the tongue. But what you do with it is, it doesn't attach to the front of your screen, rather the back of your iPhone, and you're able to play very, very basic games from around the 80s in portable form. This would consist of Tetris variations. There are videos of people playing it and having a good time. And hey, thumbs up. It is very strange that this has come out. This is a $25 case. And I don't really know if it would be something that you would want for longevity's sakes. Yes, it would make your phone stand out and look really, really nice, but at the same time, if you dropped your phone, you would likely have issues breaking this console as well that is attached to your phone. Your case is supposed to protect your phone. Yeah, you see what I'm saying. Anyways, I guess this is a cool thing. It just attaches to the back end of your phone. The Oregon Trail is now playable in the palms of your hands. Shoutouts to LGR, who already covered this. The Oregon Trail electronic game. If you've never played the Oregon Trail, you can pick it up without having to emulate it or do DOSBox or go over to GOG. Nonetheless, this is the handheld version. You could buy it for $24.99. But if you don't want to emulate it in any way, shape, or form on your PC, I guess you could just go over to Target and get you the Basic Fun. That's who makes it. And yeah, there it is. There's nothing else to say. Again, shoutouts to LGR for covering this, so if you're interested, check into it, ladies and gentlemen. Fortnite becomes the most watched game on Twitch. This is not a shock. It's a free game. All of the kids who own Xboxes and any other devices that they can get this on, you download it for free. Why wouldn't you? I mean, it's a free game, and kids play free games. Roblox is a really, really popular game because it's free. So Fortnite is a really, really popular game because it's free. But it surpassed PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, which is consisting of 43,925,280 hours, if you were just curious about that. And finally, I want to close on this. The state of Washington passes laws to protect net neutrality. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. One state has already began the processes of protecting net neutrality. This is going to be an eternal tug of war. I can see it coming in the future. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of What You Missed News. If you did, please leave me a big like. If you didn't, leave me a dislike and let me know what I can do better in the future. Other than that, I've got to go lay down. I'm feeling very, very ill, sick, and I'm probably going to pass out here any second. So I'll see you guys in the next episode of What You Missed News. Let's see what happens. Hopefully it'll be something good.